Thank God Juan Soto got his comeuppance. Thank God he got his comeuppance. Welcome to the Equinox. We're on a little bit early on our bi-monthly edition every month. Equinox, Spencer, Andy, Carl McCloskey, Christian putting the buttons. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So before we start, we're going to start off with football because a lot of stuff happened in the world of the NFL, even though it's only May. We got to start off with some sad news. We're not going to go into the major details of it because we don't know the major details. Colts longtime owner Jim Irsay has died. He died last night. I forget. I think it was like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. He was 65 years old. One thing I could tell you right now is that he was a guy that probably lost his patience a little bit after the post-Peyton Manning era. He tried to draft Andrew Luck. That didn't work out as planned. He tried to get Anthony Richardson to be the guy. So far, that hasn't worked. And now he's gone. And all you can really do is just reflect on what he did. And look at the people he's drafted. He drafted Edgar and James. He drafted Peyton Manning. He drafted Reggie Wayne. He drafted Jeff Saturday, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis. Like, he drafted really, really well in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the Colts were a perennial playoff team throughout his time as owner. And Tony Dungy was partially responsible for the Colts' success, but unfortunately, Jim Irsay didn't end his career the way he wanted to. He didn't end his life the way he wanted to. We don't know how he passed away. We don't know the details, and quite frankly, that's beyond our control and beyond our knowledge. And we just send out our thoughts and prayers to the Irsay family, and just hope that they can get through this as fast as they can.
Correct.
But we have a couple other major rulings in the NFL.
Yes. Would you like me to share?
Share the first one.
So, the first major news is the tush push is not banned.
Yeah.
So, they wanted to ban the Eagles. So the Packers were leading charge to get the tush push banned. It didn't get banned. It's still there. So, when we see you in November at your place on Monday night, November 10th.
Oh, boy.
When we're at the goal line, get ready for the tush push.
Yeah, it was funny. I knew that the tush push wasn't going to be banned because let me tell you what it is. It's a quarterback sneak. Just a bunched quarterback sneak. That's what it really is.
Don't be mad because you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not just the Eagles that use it. I know the Buffalo Bills use it from time to time.
Well, Josh Allen doesn't know how to do it.
Well, Josh Allen doesn't know how to do it. Is right.
Well, if they did it the right way, the Bills would have been in the Super Bowl, not the Chiefs.
That's correct. I'll give you that. Give you that. But like the fact that stuck around, that wasn't really a surprise. I had a feeling that the NFL wasn't going to ban it.
Also, other big news is they're allowing NFL players to be in the Olympics in 2028.
Ding, ding, ding.
For the flag football.
You know what? Great. You want to know why that's great? Because if we're going to be represented, we need to have the best of the best representing our country.
Now, it's going to be middle of training camp, Matty Ice. So
yeah, it's true.
What are you going to? So are they going to have the top guys, or do you think it's going to be the second stringers? What do you think?
I'll tell you what. I know how the NFL feels about their top stars getting hurt. I think if they're able to play their cards right, they'll probably use second stringers or backups. That's how I see it. Because imagine Tyreek Hill getting hurt playing flag football before the regular season starts. Imagine guys like Patrick Mahomes getting hit low and tearing his Achilles before the start of the regular season. That would stink. Because the NFL, like other major sports, they don't want their main stars getting hurt.
Correct.
So, if anything, they might use their backup QBs. I could see, for instance, like maybe guys like Jackson Dart or even backup quarterbacks, like if capable backups that are willing to play are going to play. Right. That's how I see it. Because the NFL doesn't want their stars to get hurt.
No, because it's a flag, so if you're trying to cut, you could twist your knee and blow out your ACL.
Yeah, and it really depends on if they're going to be doing this on turf or if they're going to be doing this on natural grass. And I hope it's natural grass.
Well, hopefully the games will be at the LA Coliseum, which is grass.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not SoFi.
SoFi's turf.
Yeah, just keep it at the LA Coliseum, and it's natural grass.
Yeah, and you were right about one thing. Like the NFL, the Olympics is being hosted in California this year. We're having the Olympics for the first time, I think, since 1996, which was in Atlanta, Georgia. We haven't had Olympics in America in a long time. But I'm looking forward to that because I I like the Olympics. I'm actually planning to go there in a few years, like to go see the Olympics. 1996. Hey, look at me. But
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the Winter Olympics.
The winter.
I meant the Summer Olympics. Oh,
Atlanta.
Georgia. Wow. Yeah, this is a good thing though. I love the Olympics. I mean, I pay attention to the Olympics probably more than any other sporting event. And you want to know why? Because it's all for the pride of our country.
Right.
Like, if you don't watch the Olympics even a tiny bit, you're kind of not really abiding by citizenship. And this is probably a wacky comment to say, but I think the Olympics should be important. Like, it's kind of important.
Now, when you watch the Olympics, do you do I know you did besides the basketball.
Yeah.
Did you watch the gymnastics, the swimming?
Yeah.
Golf.
I watched the swim. I watched the golf. I didn't watch breakdancing. That was horrible. I didn't watch. Oh, I watched the basketball. I watched the swimming. I even watched tennis.
Yeah, tennis is good.
The Olympic tennis is good because it's 64 players as opposed to 128 in the major.
Now, what about the diving? You watch diving?
I don't really watch the diving. You mean like artistic swimming?
No. Basically, you just go and you just jump off the diving board. You got diving.
Yeah. I've seen that. I also watch water polo. Water polo is also big.
Boxing.
Boxing's good too.
What about fencing?
Fencing's good. Fencing I haven't watched. I don't watch a lot of fencing, but I heard it's really good. And honestly, like the Olympics are fun. Like, I know people like have their opinions about the Super Bowl. I don't really watch the Super Bowl. I don't really watch. Because there's like a nuance to why you don't watch a specific sporting event. The Olympics are fun because your country's involved and you feel like you have a sense of passion.
Yeah.
To represent your country. So honestly, like, think of it. Tyreek Hill getting hurt in the Olympics. Think of it. Remember in the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago when Edwin Diaz got hurt for celebrating?
Yes.
That's what I don't want. And that's what I don't want the NFL players to do.
Well, speaking of, I'll give you a little nugget about the next World WBC, which is next year in March.
Yeah. Wait, it's in March this year?
Yeah, coming up in 26.
Huh.
So, your captain,
Aaron Judge,
said he put his name in. He's going to be on the team.
Yes.
So hopefully we lost last time. We lost in the semis, right? Or
we lost in the championship because
to
Ohtani
to Japan, right?
Yeah, Ohtani versus Trout in an at bat.
All right. So hopefully, besides Judge, we get all the other big name Americans to
yeah.
join.
The thing is though, Major League Baseball doesn't have a lot. I mean, Cody Bellinger would be nice to have on the American baseball team. I think that maybe Garrett Cole would be a nice pitcher to have. Like basically all the top American prospects you can find. But the thing with Major League Baseball is that they have a lot. Like, it's a very diverse league. Right. You have a lot of people from the Dominican Republic. You have a lot of people from Japan. You have a lot of people from Puerto Rico. So it's very well rounded, which is cool about Major League Baseball. But in my opinion, I think Japan's probably going to be the favorite to win.
Of course they are.
Because Japan is like top tier because it all starts with Shohei Ohtani. Right. And then basically it like transcends with everybody else.
Now what makes no sense is I don't get it. So Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah, Lars Nootbaar.
Plays for the Cardinals, right?
Yes.
But the last WBC he played for Japan.
What?
I don't know how he was able to do it, but
what?
Yeah. He was able to play for Japan. I guess he was born there, or that makes no sense.
What?
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm losing brain cells. What?
Yeah. No. So, if Chris could look that up for us, please.
Christian putting us to work. We're putting Christian to work, and Christian is awesome that way.
Why was Lars Nootbaar LARS NOOT
BR not
BAR play for Japan in the last WBC?
Because Nootbaar.
That's why.
Because someone
his mother's
from Japan.
Yeah. So basically, if that's the case, he could play for Japan.
Wait. So is he like dual citizenship?
His mom is.
His mom's Japan.
Holds a Japanese citizenship.
Wow.
So that makes him eligible.
Wow. I had no idea.
So that could happen.
That's actually kind of cool.
So how Embiid was able to play for the United States because he became a citizen.
That's right.
But he was actually from Cameroon.
That's right.
Or he can play for the France team. But
Yeah, but then Embiid got his citizenship for the United States, and he was able to play. Yeah, and
that's how it can happen.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. Also, another thing that I like to mention for the NFL is the fact that the stupid playoff format that Roger Goodell tried to pitch was kicked to the curb.
What was that?
So you know how the top 4 seeds in every conference are awarded the division champions in every conference are awarded top 4 seeds?
Yes.
So the NFL's new playoff format that Roger Goodell was trying to pitch would be the top 7 teams in each conference based on record. Like it'd basically be like, okay, so you know how like, the NBA divisions like are pointless in the NBA?
Right.
It basically take divisions out of it. So basically it would be like, okay, let's just say the Lions were 15-2 and they made the playoff and they were the number 1 seed.
Right.
2 seed would be the Eagles, 3 seed would be the Vikings, 4 seed would be and like on the way down. But like in that scenario, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wouldn't make the playoffs.
So thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for looking that up for us.
Yeah, thank you, Christian.
So what I agree is, let's say this year the Lions win the division.
Yeah,
they're 8-8.
Yeah.
Okay. They should make the playoffs, but they shouldn't host a wild card game. The 5 seed is like say 10-6.
Yeah.
Sorry, 11-6. They should host a playoff game with a better record. If you win the division, you still make the playoffs, but whoever has the better record should host that playoff game.
Well, the way the NFL proposed it was the top 7 team.
No.
Top 7 teams based on record.
No.
And that sucks for division champions. Because you want to know something? If that format were applied historically, like 2010, let's say, the 2010 Seattle Seahawks would not be in the playoffs.
That's fine. They can make the playoffs, but you win the division, but you can't get home.
You can't home. I get where you're going. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather you. Like, what do they say all the time going into training camp? What's their main goal?
Win the division.
Correct.
Yes.
So basically, this playoff format was going to basically say, okay, you can win your division, but if your record's not good enough, who cares? You're not in. That was what the NFL proposed.
No.
And it got shot down really quickly.
I'm glad it did.
And I'm glad it did too, because it wouldn't have made sense. Because think of it. If you were a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and this playoff proposal went through, you would have been pissed.
I agree.
Because the Buccaneers are never a top-tier NFC team. But the thing with them is that they win their division every year. So it's like if they win their division with a 9-8 record or 8-9 record and they don't make the playoffs, you're crying foul. Rightfully so.
Right. So, yeah, you should. So, yeah. You win the division, you make the playoffs. Whoever has the better record, so say the 5 seed has the better record than the 4 seed. The 5 seed should host a playoff game.
And I think the reason why Roger Goodell wanted to try this is because he saw the Minnesota Vikings were a 14-3 team and they were only a wild card.
Oh, well.
Not
Not my fault.
Not our fault either. Not our fault. Sam Darnold lost the last 2 games.
Yeah,
of the
you
season.
didn't win a division. Oh, well.
You didn't win your division. Too bad.
Yep.
Too bad. What the NFL does compared to what the NBA does, they make divisions important.
Right.
And MLB does the same thing. That's how it should be.
Well, if he said, okay, since the Rams won the division, they're 10-7. The Vikings, since you lost the last game of the year for home field throughout the playoffs, you know what? You have a better record than the Rams. We'll give you
a home playoff game.
Instead of going to Arizona for what happened with the
the wildfires.
You could still host the Rams in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know?
That would have been a better way to do it.
Yes.
Like, if you wanted to do a proposal like this, just say that. Don't say, top 7 based on record. No. Because that would really tip off a lot of people.
Right.
Especially Buccaneer fans, because they don't deserve that. Especially Houston Texan fans.
So, I think now in the Southeast, the Magic won their division, right?
Yes.
But since they won a division, they were in the playoffs, but they had to be in a play-in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Want to hear something else? The Orlando Magic won their division, and they were the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they had to deal with the play-in tournament.
You know?
This is terrible. I don't like it. You want to know why? Because Like the NBA, I've said this before about the NBA. Like, why do we have to watch teams that from division? Like, why do divisions not mean anything? If divisions meant something, it would at least award you for being better than the 4 or 5 teams in your division.
Okay, so since they won their division,
Yeah, Orlando Magic.
The Magic, so they should have been the 4 seed. They should have been the 4 seed instead.
Well, there's 3 divisions in the NBA.
Well, here's the thing, here's the thing. The Pacers and the Bucks had a better record.
Correct.
So I understand why they were the 4 or 5 instead of the Magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to know what the NBA should do?
What's that?
And I don't know if you remember this. Remember during the COVID season in MLB in Major League Baseball when they had the top 2 teams from each division plus 2 wild cards will make the playoffs for each conference. Where it's like, okay, the top 2 from the American League East, the top 2 from the AL Central, and the top 2 from the AL West.
Right.
And then the next 2 best teams aren't in the top 2.
Right.
That's what NBA should do. Or if you want to keep the play-in tournament, okay, do the top 2 teams in each conference to make up your top 6, or your top 2 teams in each division to make up your top 6, and then the next 4 best teams make your play-in tournament. Boom.
I think what they should do is they should do the top 7 make the playoffs, and
8 and 9 playing the play-in.
Basically 8 and 9 do the play-on. Not do 7 through 10. To have the first 7 make it.
All right, 1 through 7.
And then 8 gets the bye.
Okay.
9 plays 10. Winner of 9 plays 10.
Ah, okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I like that.
So the first 7 are in the playoffs.
Yes.
The 8 seeds in the play-in.
Yes.
They wait the winner of 9 and 10.
I like that.
You know?
I like that because I feel like 9 times out of 10, if you're the 7-8 game winner goes into the playoffs,
When the winner is the 7th seed.
the 7th seed wins almost all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't see the point of you basically saying, okay, 7th seed you're going to play in, especially if the 7th seed is division champion.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes no sense to me.
So 9 plays 10 plays 9 plays 10. The winner of that. All right, so the winner of 9-10 is the 9th seed. Now you have to play the 8 to qualify for the playoffs.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, also speaking of divisions and why it means something, look at the NHL playoff format.
Yes.
Top 3 teams in each division make it,
Right.
and then 2 wild cards. Because in each conference, there are 2 conferences in NHL. You're going to get the top 3 teams in each division, and then the next 2 best teams. And that makes up your 8 in each conference.
So what I heard was because I was watching. I was listening to Eddie Olczyk on Sirius Mad Dog Radio on I think it was Tuesday.
Okay.
So how they have the divisions now. So the first round he had the Stars and Avalanche in the first round of playoffs.
Yeah.
Basically, they had them in the conference final.
Yeah.
The Western Conference Finals, winner of that will go to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So I think what they should do is have it like they used to. You have your divisions. Don't do 2 plays 3 in your division. You you have your 8 teams. That's it.
Yeah.
1 plays 8, 2 plays 7. So say the Stars were this 3 seed.
Yeah.
And the Avalanche were the 7. They won't play the Avalanche until the records would reseed.
Yes. I get where you're going with this.
Go back to the old way for the playoffs.
Well, keep in mind, if the Stars were the 3 seed and the Avalanche were the 7, whoever's the 2 seed would play the Avalanche, and then whoever the 6 seed is would play the Dallas Stars. That's how that would go.
Yes.
Like I said, divisions are very important. It makes you feel like you accomplished something. You want to get some momentum going into the playoffs. Like when the Boston Celtics won the Atlantic Division, did they care? No. Like that when the Oklahoma City Thunder had the best record in the NBA, did they care?
No.
No. But also, while we're on the subject of the NBA, I gotta say, well, first off, let's just say to get the obvious one out of the way, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is NBA MVP. He got 71 of 100 first place votes. Not really much of a shocker there. Nikola Jokic had 29 first place votes.
Now, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Are you surprised that they want somebody else besides the Joker to win it?
I'm not surprised because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a phenomenal season.
Okay.
You had to give it to him.
Okay.
Man.
So, If you take Jokic off the Nuggets,
Yeah.
are they a playoff team?
No.
Okay. If you take, they had 50 wins.
Yes.
Were they 50 and 32? The Nuggets, right?
Yes.
Okay. They were 4 seed. Okay.
Yeah.
If Shea wasn't on the Thunder this year, are they a playoff team or are they a play-in team?
They're a playing team.
So that tells you, without Joker, the Nuggets are nobody.
You know what's funny? I had a feeling you were going to bring up this as soon as you asked me that question. You want to know why? Because there's that term valuable. Most valuable player. How big of an asset you are to your team. And they had this same discussion with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson this past season in the NFL. They had the same discussion. And you know what's funny? I agree with that little point that you make, because if your team is 50 wins, or in case of football, if you're 14-3, you have to go with the person that bought you there. Dance with the one that bought you there. And
they didn't want to give Jokic another one.
they didn't want to give Jokic another one. But why the heck not? Why not?
Right now, he's the best player.
He's the best player in the NBA. But also, I also heard some news. They actually removed the franchise tag off of David Adelman, who's the head coach of the Denver Nuggets, who was the new replacement for Michael Malone after Michael Malone got shafted.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Jokic does in the offseason, because there are rumors speculating that he might want out of Denver if things don't go his way, because he loved Michael Malone.
Okay.
And if Michael Malone's not there anymore and Jokic is not happy, what do you think he's going to want to do?
Extra trade.
Yes, exactly. Which is what Giannis wants to do with the Bucks, because that team looks like they're going nowhere.
No.
Speaking of which, we didn't talk about this last time, but I feel like this needs to be talked about. The Dallas Mavericks are the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Yes.
1.8% chance to get the pick, and they got it.
You know who they're picking?
If they're picking Cooper Flag, but
Yes.
you want what's don't you think that's kind of a silly thing though, the draft lottery, how it works?
How's that?
Because you're basically given like a certain percentage of how you're given a chance of how much you can win.
Right.
And think of it, the Dallas Mavericks made the play-in tournament and lost in the final play-in game, and they get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right.
And I actually saw something that actually really is eye-opening. The last 3 teams to get the number 1 pick that traded away a big star got the number 1 pick.
Okay.
So basically, when the Pelicans traded Anthony Davis away in 2019, they got the number 1 pick.
Yes.
And that led to Zion Williamson.
Yes.
Safe to say that didn't work out too well.
No.
And then also, and now we got Luka being traded away to the Lakers. And now the Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison gets asked all these questions in interviews like, oh, did you make the right move? And then he goes, oh, I didn't think Luka was the right. I know getting rid of Luka Doncic was the bad thing. Meanwhile, he gets the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, it's Cooper Flag.
It's BS, because why would you, like, first off, the Washington Wizards, who are an absolute wasteland, didn't even crack a top 5 pick.
Well, they were tanking on purpose. You don't want that to happen.
Well, listen, I'm against tanking. I think tanking is disgraceful. If you decide to tank, I think that you have no integrity whatsoever.
I got my rant before we continue. So, all right. So Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
They got the 3rd pick in the draft coming up.
Okay.
Whatever you do not trade the pick. There are guys that will help you next season coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I heard a story. Do not trade for Kevin Durant. No.
No.
So, if you think Ron Harper Jr. is going to help you, pick him. There was also another one.
Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey. If you think Ace Bailey's going to be that guy, pick him. You pick the guy that you want the most.
Uh-huh.
If one of those two are going to help you, pick them. Don't trade them to get Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's not going to help you. No.
All Kevin Durant would do is cause problems.
No.
You don't want that.
No.
Especially in Philadelphia. No.
No.
And I also found another. So while we're on the subject of the NBA right now, we gotta get into the playoff games that actually transpired not too long ago. And
do you want to talk about last night or in a couple minutes?
We'll get. Actually, you know what? We'll get into last night. First off, Knicks fans. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Nets fan. But
I
still,
know, but still, do you watch the game last night with your family?
I watched the game last night. I was shell shocked. I was absolutely shell shocked because they were up by 17 with 6 minutes to go, and they were up by 11 with 2 minutes to go.
Can I say it?
Go.
You deserve what you get because you deserve payback's karma. Karma always will get you because what you did, how the Celtics did were last
In the last round, yeah.
last round. First 2 games, they let their foot off the gas, and they let you back in the game and you stole it.
Yeah.
You should have kept on playing,
Yeah.
and you didn't. The Pacers didn't quit. They kept on playing,
Yeah.
and they came back and beat you. And now this is going to – if you don't win tomorrow night, you're going to lose the series.
Yeah.
I think they got you. I think you're done already.
First off, the Knicks were on a high going into this series. That loss had to deflate a lot of air out of the balloon because you cannot Tyrese Halliburton was not having a fantastic game. Aaron Nesmith just came out of nowhere shooting threes like he's Steph Curry in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
And then also I love how I shouldn't say I love this, but I thought it was kind of funny how Tyrese Halliburton shot the 2 and he pointed at Reggie Miller going,
Yes.
That I thought was kind of cool, but
Yes.
it should have been a 3-pointer, but his foot was on the line. But oh god, well, first off, Knick fans should be embarrassed. If I'm a Knick fan, I'm sweating like crazy going into tomorrow because the last thing you want is to lose a second game at home.
Yes.
And now the pressure goes on you to go to Indianapolis and actually win a game
Yes.
or 2.
Yes.
Because if you lose both home games, you're done. You're done.
I think so.
Because think of it, the Boston Celtics lost those 2 games at home
Yes.
the previous round.
Yes.
And they had a lot of air deflate out of the balloon. They took a game in the Garden, but that didn't matter.
No.
But I also said this to a friend of mine. I don't care how much of a good road warrior team you are. You have to win games at the Garden.
No,
You have to win games at the Garden, especially playoff games.
So they are, let's see.
They're 3-4 at home in the playoffs.
Yes, not good.
And they're 5-1 on the road.
Yes.
You have to win games in the Garden.
Correct.
If you can't win playoff games in Madison Square Garden where the crowd is going crazy, then that's a problem for you.
Correct.
Because the crowd's going crazy. They were struggling for most of the night.
Yes.
Then Aaron Nesmith's shooting threes, making them because you weren't playing cover defense.
Correct.
And then you were getting beat off screens because you were like, okay, we got this in the bag.
Yes. And when you have Brunson go for 40, Karl Anthony Towns goes for 35, and you still lose.
Yeah, that's bad.
Tomorrow night, you may not have that where
win.
Brunson will get you your close to 30.
Brunson will get you your 30 points.
But Karl Anthony Towns may only give you 15 or 20.
Well, also you want to know another thing too. If you watch the end of that game, the Knicks did not make their free throws.
Well,
they did not make their free throws towards the end of the game, and that costed them.
You deserve to lose.
Yeah, and I'm seeing my friend James later on tonight. He's a big Knicks fan. He's like, OG Anunoby needs to step up because he was bad last night. OG struggled to hit free throws. He couldn't score. And the funny thing is, when OG Anunoby doesn't score, the team stinks.
Now, do you whoever comes out of this series, do you think they're going to beat the Thunder?
No.
No.
It's not going to matter because I think the Thunder mollywopped the Timberwolves in game 1.
Game 2 is tonight. We'll see.
Game 2, if the Timberwolves come out and land the first blow, then I can tell you right now we got ourselves a series.
If Timberwolves get blown, if Thunder blow them out tonight,
it's over.
Yeah, I'll give a gentleman's sweep.
I'll say gentleman's sweep on that one.
Boy,
too.
if they blow them out by at least 30 again tonight, no.
That would not be acceptable.
No.
So, but hey, listen, you know what's I like it how the NBA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but also another thing too, we're going to get a fresh new NBA champion because I don't know if you looked at the Final Four. The Knicks haven't won a title since 1973.
Correct.
The Oklahoma City Thunder haven't won a title since 1979, back when they were the Seattle Supersonics.
Correct.
And the Timberwolves and Pacers haven't won a title at all.
No.
Trying to win their first.
Well, the Pacers won ABA.
Well, the ABA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minnesota, no, they came out in what, 1990?
Something like that, yeah.
Oklahoma City hasn't won since they moved to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Since so right now I'm not. They were the Seattle Supersonics, but they're not Seattle.
So basically, the one legitimate city that hasn't won a title are the Knicks.
Yes. Yes.
And I can tell you right now, between the Knicks and the Yankees and the Mets, New York City is going cray-cray right now. They're going crazy because you got two really good baseball teams, a basketball team that's in the conference finals, and also, I know we're going to talk baseball when we go to Rowdy University on Sunday.
Yes.
But this has to be discussed.
Okay.
Juan Soto in the Subway Series, 1 for 10 with no home runs, no RBIs. Did that bring a smile to my face? You bet your ass it did. Because that guy has done so much harm than good through the Mets this season. Met fans are already turning on the guy.
I'm happy because the Phillies were stinking it up. Now they're 2 games up on the Mets.
Yeah, they are. That's good on you guys. You're the number one record in the National League right now. Better than the Dodgers.
I'm not happy about Jose Alvarado, but we'll keep that on. We'll keep that for Sunday.
We'll keep that for Sunday. Yeah, Jose Alvarado was not good.
So now for hockey, Matt.
Yes.
Are you surprised that the Panthers just blew out the Maple Leafs on Game 7 and what they did to the Hurricanes on on Tuesday night?
Yeah. First off, this is the same story we get with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
They have a big game in the playoffs, and then they just either get blown out or they just lose in close fashion.
Right.
I don't know if Toronto's ever going to win a title ever again.
No, I wanted Toronto.
I wanted them to win.
Good for. It would be nice for them, but I don't know. Florida. It doesn't matter. They don't care as long as they got in. They're hot.
Yeah, and you want to know what the thing is too? Florida came in to Carolina and just pounced on the Canes. They just pounced on them. But the Canes haven't won a conference final home playoff game in their last 13 games.
So if they don't win tonight, I think it's swept. They're getting swept.
Over.
Yeah.
Over.
Yes.
Completely over.
Yes.
And what's also funny is that the final 4 teams in the NHL, not one of them is a division champion.
No.
Panthers were the 3 seed in their division. The Canes were the 2 seed in their division. The Dallas Stars, who, my golly, they played well down the stretch.
Yes.
In game 1. And then the Edmonton Oilers, they were in 3rd place team.
Yes. Right now, it doesn't matter. The Flyers got their coach that they want. They got Rick Tocchet. If I have to guess now, I'm going to say Dallas is going to win this. Dallas is going to win the cup.
You think Dallas?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Stars winning the cup.
Over who? The Panthers?
Most likely, yeah. Peter DeBoer could get his Stanley Cup ring.
And you know what? He deserves it.
Yeah.
Because Pete DeBoer is one of the most well organized and well instructed coaches in the NHL.
Yeah, because he took the Devils there and he lost to the Kings. Chris, can you look up how many times Pete DeBoer made it to the Stanley Cup finals, please?
And and also Pete DeBoer is undefeated in Game 7s. The guy is money.
DEBOOR
OER. Yeah.
OER.
Yeah. How many Stanley Cup? How many times did Pete DeBoer make the Stanley Cup Finals? And I love this Dallas Stars team. I also love Jake Ottinger,
Maybe
their goalie.
with Vegas, he might have won it.
Did he really coach Vegas?
I think he might have.
There we go.
Vegas
Twice.
Devils. And the Sharks.
And he took the San Jose Sharks to the finals.
Yes, and he took the Sharks to the 3rd round, and
career twice. And the Devils in 2012, I remember that year, and then the Sharks in 2016.
Yeah.
Wow,
So twice he went there twice.
that's actually kind of incredible. And the fact that he hasn't tasted the Stanley Cup is actually kind of a shame because he's one of the better coaches in the league. I also wanted to get into another thing,
Go ahead.
and that is the Dallas Stars. I mentioned that before. We'll expand a little bit upon this. The Dallas Stars looked horrific in the beginning of Game 1 against Edmonton. Edmonton was up 3-1, and then 5 goals happened in the 3rd period. They just were relentless, and the crowd came alive.
Right.
It must have felt really good if you were Jake Ottinger to have your offense give you the support that needs, especially when you're not having your best day.
Right.
And if Dallas can win this series, I think that they take it because I think they're better than Florida. I think they're better than Carolina. I think that if the Edmonton Oilers win, I think either the Eastern Conference wins, either one, whether it be the Canes or the Panthers. But also, I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned this already. If the Panthers win the Eastern Conference Finals, which you think they're going to, it would be the 6th consecutive year
A Florida team.
That a Florida team makes the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes.
Because you had the Lightning in 2020, 2021, 2022, and then the Panthers made it 2023, and then last year. Think of it. And also, Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup in 32 years.
No. So wait, so they had
pop quiz. Who was the last Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup? There's 7 of them.
Last one?
The last one. They're out of the 7 franchises. Who was the last Canadian franchise to win a Stanley Cup?
Canadians, 93.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
So wait, so 20. So
Edmonton came close last year. They came close.
No, because they went back to back. No, they went back to back.
No, you're right. It was 93 Canadians.
No. The Lightning won the title, Stanley Cup,
2020 and 2021.
And then they've also won the Eastern Conference, but they lost in the Stanley Cup Finals
To Colorado in 2022.
Yeah, so that was 3 straight.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a Florida team in the Stanley Cup Finals, not win.
All right, so it was 3 years for the Lightning.
And if the Panthers win this year, it'd be 3 years for them. Think of it, the Sun.
So they lost.
Because the Panthers lost in 23 to the Golden Knights.
Okay, yes, okay. Yeah.
And then last year they won against the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay, so
who a lot of people wanted to win.
So 5. So it gives me 6 years. I think.
Can you imagine 6 years your own state is represented in a championship for a major sport?
Yeah, if the Hurricanes don't win tonight, it's over.
Now, also another thing I wanted to mention, and this is like a little nitpicky thing.
Go ahead.
So, in softball, in college softball, I don't know if you pay attention to this. The Liberty Flames knocked off the number 1 overall seed Texas A&M Aggies in the regionals.
Yes, I saw that.
First time ever in history.
Yes.
That the number 1 overall seed was knocked off before Super Regionals.
Yes.
And if those are wondering go ahead, Carl.
So they won the elimination game, and then the if game they lost.
Yeah, they lost the if game.
Okay.
But they won the elimination game, which is way more important. But for those of you who don't know how baseball or softball national tournaments work,
yes,
it's basically like you're in a group of 4 in the first round of regionals.
Yes.
And it's okay. Two teams, these 4 teams will play each other in 2 matchups. The winners will advance to the winners bracket. The 2 losers will go to the losers bracket, and through
round
the
robin. It's round robin.
It's round robin. Yeah. Exactly. That's pretty much what it is. And Liberty just happened to come out on top of the what was that? The College Station region? No, not.
Yeah. So now they have to go to
Eugene. Have to go to Eugene, Oregon, to play the Ducks, the 16 overall seed in the tournament.
How's your now? So I know they won their opening round. How is your Rutgers Scarlet Knights doing in the Big Ten tournament now?
Okay, first off, we won the first game against, I think it was, who did we play?
Nebraska?
No, not Nebraska. Oh, we beat Indiana in the first round.
Okay, Indiana.
So the way the Big Ten does it now, like ever since the expansion, we changed the format of the tournament now. So it's like 4 groups of 3.
Right.
Round robin.
Now you're supposed to play last night, right?
Yeah, we played last night and we lost.
You lost?
We lost to Iowa, so we're out.
You're out?
Yeah, we're out.
Okay.
So the way it works is 4 groups of 3, round robin.
Right.
And if it's a 3-way tie, 1-1-1-1-1-1.
Right.
The higher seed advances.
Okay.
No head-to-head tie break. It's basically just like, okay, if in a 3-way tie or even a tie, the higher seed advances.
Okay.
And that's bogus, but whatever.
Okay.
If they wanted to go this route where they had like 12 teams in the field, you could have done 3 groups of 4, do round robin, and then the pool leaders, and then the best non-pool leader, and then there's your semifinal.
Now, how's their RPI? Bad?
Their RPI is bad.
So they're not getting a bid?
No, they're not getting a bid.
Okay.
They're not getting a bid. They were barely above 500 going into the tournament.
All right, what about St. John's? How's their record in the Big East?
You know, it's funny. I saw that they were losing to, I think it was UConn today in the Big East tournament. I got to take a look at their RPI. But I know that the Big East churns out really good baseball teams, and I know the SEC is like made for baseball.
Christian, can you look for us the
St. John's baseball
Big East tournament?
Yeah, the Big East tournament.
Big East baseball tournament.
Now, also, if you're keeping track of the game between the ACC baseball tournament, the 16 seed Cal was knocked out by the number 1 seed Georgia Tech. St. John's lost to UConn.
So elimination game. Yeah, so St. John's is out.
St. John's is out. They were
Creighton
the
plays.
Creighton. Oh,
plays-
UConn will play either Creighton or Xavier,
Yeah.
and then actually, wait, is that a losers bracket game over there?
Yeah. So Creighton plays Xavier,
Yeah.
and then UConn is going to play either Creighton or Xavier tomorrow.
Wow.
And that's that.
That's actually kind of insane. Now, I also want to mention that we mentioned softball briefly. I don't know if any of you remember, but the softball super regional start tonight. Oklahoma is the 2 seed nationally.
Yes.
They're going for a 5th consecutive title. 5 consecutive titles.
I want for basically because of Florida State's softball coach. I want Florida State to win it for her.
Wow, what's going on with the coach?
She had breast cancer.
She what?
Yeah, she has breast cancer, and she's still coaching the team.
Damn.
Yeah, so I want Florida State to win a championship for her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's courageous.
Yeah. So she used to coach at Stanford.
Uh-huh.
So she knows the Pac-12 and all that. Then she got the job at in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
So Christian, can you look up for us one more time? We're making Chris work.
Yeah, we're putting
By
Chris
the
to
way,
work a little
Chris,
bit.
have you seen? You could chime in. Do you see any good movies this past weekend?
Oh yeah. Christian.
Okay.
Oh, you can't. Sinners? Sinners, okay. So, one of the reasons why we're cutting the show a little bit early today, we're doing it from 6 to 7, is because I'm seeing the final Mission Impossible movie. It's not. You don't think so?
Those movies make way too much money.
I said so. He's going to come back for one more time, at least for him.
Well, what would you call it? Mission Impossible: The Rebirth? What would
Listen, because we only had originally 3.
3?
There was Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And it was done for 6 years, and then came back with 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're already past the point of
Past the point of no return?
So
He's gonna make. I think Cruz will make one more, and then at this next one he does, he'll be done.
Isn't that the only franchise that's keeping him going right now? Oh no, he was in that pilot movie.
What pilot movie?
Top Gun?
Top Gun Maverick. That was it.
So how old is Tom Cruise? 56?
That's a good question. I can't believe we're talking to celebrities on the show. He looks
62.
60. He looks good for 62.
So he could do one more.
Is he still dating that woman, Katie Holmes?
No.
They're done.
They got divorced. They got married. They got divorced.
I just that's how out of touch I am with celebrities
Chris,
these days.
So if you can you do Florida State's softball coach?
Yeah, I'm going to the Monmouth Mall Theater to
Florida State's softball.
Florida
coach.
State softball.
Women's softball coach.
Women's.
Well, women's softball and softball are the same thing.
Which one?
Softball, just softball, because
Softball coach.
men don't play softball. It's basically softball's a women's version.
He
of baseball.
knows. Lonnie Almeida.
Lonnie Alameda.
Yeah, so she had breast cancer. So,
No way.
Yeah, so hold on. Hopefully, right here. So she had.
Cancer experience.
And,
She has stage 3.
Yep. So she had the surgery, and she's been coaching all year after she had the surgery. So that's why I want Florida State to win the championship
Wow.
this year.
You know, I think they're actually playing today to start off Super Regionals against Virginia Tech, I want to say. You know what? Damn, good for her. I hope she gets what she wants. But also, that kind of reminds me of Ron Rivera in 2020.
Yes.
That was even harder
Yes.
because that guy was on the cusp of dying with cancer, and he was coaching during COVID,
Right.
and he managed to make it through. He put
Yes.
cancer in remission.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually incredible. So what else is on my mind right now? I gotta look at the agenda. So I guess we could talk a little bit about. Let me see.
And
So one thing I wanted to mention, when I do sports symposium in a couple in baseball season from June 27th to August 31st.
Right.
This is so for those who don't know what Sports Symposium is. Sports Symposium is a show that I do with my friends Kevin Zelis-Kovics from Texas. He's part of the Legacy Sports Network.
Right.
My friend from North Carolina, Alec Nava, and then my friend from Seattle, Washington, John Welch.
Okay.
All three of those guys are like diehard sports fans. They work in the sports industry. They're very well knowledged, and I've made a promise to them that once June 27th hits, after the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals conclude, it's going to be all baseball. And Carl, you are invited on one of the shows, my friend.
Nice.
You're invited on one of the shows. So we do the shows through StreamYard, which is the exact platform that we're doing it on.
Okay.
But it's from the comfort of your own home.
Okay.
So awesome. So what I do, I'm going to send you like the list of the episodes from those 9 weeks.
Okay.
And you just pick one, and we'll work something out.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like I just figured I'd make that little bit of an announcement. And also on Sports Symposium.
Do you still do your show with Lauro?
Oh, Laurel? Yeah, we do it every now and then.
Okay.
Laurel's a good dude. It's funny because we had a show not too long ago after the first round of the NBA Finals. And I think it was after Brock Purdy got paid that we did the show. So.
Oh, speaking of him, he got paid 5 years to $253 million.
265.
Oh, sorry,
265. So
Purdy.
he's getting $53 million in average annual value.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous. Now, think of it. That's $2 million less than what Joe Burrow is getting.
Yes.
And there are people who are like, well, it's too early to pay Brock. He doesn't have a big sample size yet. What do you think?
Yes. So, Melvin, if you listen, I know you know Melvin. So you know, before you got paid, I was saying maybe 8-9 or 9-8 for your guys this year in the division. I don't think you're going to make the playoffs because I think the Rams are going to win the division. But he is going actually when the 49ers come here and play the Giants in November.
Uh-huh.
He's going to be at that game.
Wow.
So it's the first time seeing the Niners in person playing. So I'm still going by it, dude. I know you like your Niners, but I think it's going to be 9-8, but still no playoffs, dude.
That's crazy. Now, I also I know we're jumping a lot because in the final minutes of the show, I actually just got a text from a friend of mine, my friend John Welch.
Okay.
The Mariners are linked to Paul Skeens.
Paul Skeens, okay.
For a potential trade.
Okay.
Now, this is interesting. Like, the Pirates are going nowhere. You can clearly tell. But Paul Skeens is only his second year in Major League Baseball, and he's already linked to a trade. And listen, Paul Skeens is the real deal.
Yes.
He's great. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you right now is, for Paul Skeens, come to New York. Don't go to Seattle. Why would you waste the trip over there?
Who knows?
Seattle has the best pitching staff in baseball. Why would you need to go there?
You got enough.
Hey, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. Enough is never enough.
I'll tell you one thing. Dave Dombrowski, whatever Kyle Schwarber wants, pay the man. Because if you don't shine Schwarber at the end of the year, it's over. You need Schwarber.
Schwarber's tied for the Major League lead in home runs.
You need Schwarber for at least 5 more years. Give him what he wants. Give him a nice offer, please. Because without Schwarber, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't win it this year, you're going to blow it up. But you got to have Schwarber in your lineup for the next 5 years. 5 years.
And also, I wanted to mention, sticking to baseball, the Yankees won 1-0. Jorby Vivas got his first home run of his career.
Okay.
And then I saw the Phillies won today against the Rockies. They're 8-42.
Yes.
Well done, Colorado.
Yes. Do you think they're still going to be worse than White Sox from last year?
There's a shot. They have a shot. I know the Yankees got to travel to Colorado over the weekend.
So they're going there now?
Yeah, they're traveling over there as we speak.
Okay, so
a mile high above sea level.
If you sweep them, they'll be 8-45.
8-45, and then I forget who they play after that. But oh my God, one last time, Christian, we're gonna take a look at the Phillies and the Yankees schedule. So go to whatever you can find. We'll go to the Phillies schedule.
Without Chris, we couldn't be doing what we're doing right now.
Christian's an MVP. We were telling Christian that without Shared Universe Podcast Studios, this and their great hospitality and their great treatment and the way they operate, this wouldn't be possible. So this is awesome. So, yeah. Oh, Yankees and when do they play? July 25th to the 27th.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Go to the Phillies schedule. There we go. Okay. So we're almost at the end of May, or we're at the end of May.
Yeah, 7 in a row, baby.
7 wins in a row, and
Pirates
and now
swept them, then swept the Rockies,
and you're in first place in the NL East.
That's next week when we host Atlanta for 3. We gotta bury them. If we sweep the A's, and then we take 2 out of 3 from the Braves, they're back. They're finito.
I can see you taking 2 out of 3 from the A's and maybe sweeping Atlanta.
I think we're gonna sweep the A's, man. We should sweep the A's.
And now to conclude, we're going to go to the Yankees schedule because I know they play Colorado, and actually they're going to be on the West Coast. They have a rematch with the Dodgers from May 31st to June 1st, or May 30th to June 1st. I know they have, yeah, there we go. Colorado, at Los Angeles Angels, at the Dodgers. Now, you want to know what sucks about those Dodger games?
What's up?
Apple TV. Fox, and then ESPN.
Okay. Oh, so this coming weekend, the Dodgers are coming to Citi Field.
That's right. They're playing the Mets
on Sunday Night Baseball.
And LCS rematch.
And also, NBC next year will be broadcasting Sunday Night Baseball.
That's correct. Because ESPN lost the rights to it.
Yes. So who would be? So it's going to be who's going to be the announcing for that? No one knows yet, right?
I like not Noah Eagle. I'm trying to think. There's another guy who does really good baseball that sounds like Noah Eagle. I forget his name.
I don't know who's going to do it for NBC.
Something Jordan Benetti or something like that.
Oh, Jason Benetti.
Jason Benetti, he's good. Jason Benetti, and then the best commentator, the best analyst that you can find, probably like CC or even like Girardi, somebody.
Because Jason Benetti is also he works for Fox.
Jason Benetti calls a really good baseball game.
So I don't know what they're gonna do.
That's gonna be a really interesting scenario. I know NBC's like getting a lot of momentum going into the next season.
That's not bad. At least it's not streaming.
Yeah, it's a better product on NBC.
Now, do you have NBC at your house?
Yes, I do.
So at least you can watch it, which is good.
I don't have Apple TV and I don't have Prime Video. I'm going to have to get that for football season because football season's around the corner.
Right.
Now, one last thing I want to mention before we officially sign off. I don't know, for those of you who are big into ESPN, tomorrow is the official last episode for a 23-year program. Around the Horn will be gone. Tony Reale and Woody Page are like the two main people behind it. I know Max Kellerman had the show, or was the main host of the show in its inception in 2002.
Yeah.
They have like the 4 panelists in the beginning, and then multiple journalists and analysts would come on to kind of give their own, to give their 2 cents about certain topics.
Right.
And I thought it was great. The show will be coming to an end after a 23-year run. I don't know what Woody Page is going to do after the show's over. I hope that maybe he sticks to journalism, because I think that he's a great writer. I've seen his articles for Denver sports.
Right.
It's a shame that we have to lose a show like this. Hopefully.
Now, why is it getting pulled?
I was told because, well, there are a few reasons why. One of the reasons is because they want to put more funding into other programs, such as the NBA, such as NBA Today, and also, and something's going on over there. I don't know what the heck was going on. They want to put more funding into other shows, and one of those shows happens to be the Pat McAfee show. I think was named as a show that.
Yeah, but the show's only on from 5 to 5:30.
Yeah, I don't know why they had to cut a half hour out. If anything, they could have made PTI a half hour longer.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to me because that show is really good. And it's very intellectual, too.
Yeah.
It's such a shame. But, for those who... Actually, I think it might be because of budget cuts as well.
Could be.
Because ESPN does yearly budget cuts. And I guess Around the Horn was probably one of the things on the chopping block.
Yeah, Reale's been there since the early stages of PTI.
Yeah,
he was the stats guy.
He's been there for like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's been there for 20 years. So they're probably doing that for budget cut purposes. I hate the fact that this is happening. But like for those NBA analysts who are very sharp, like Sarah Spain, and also basically like other people, like I know Kimberly Martin, who does Around the Horn every now and then. She's sticking around. Like basically, if you're an analyst that's heavily utilized, you're gonna stick around. Like Mina Kimes is gonna stick around.
Yeah, because she's on NFL Live.
And she's brilliant at what she does.
Yeah.
One last thing before we leave, and this is something I want Christian to pull out the website up for. No? It's okay. There is a event called Fanatics Fest, and Fanatics Fest is in the Javits Center, and it's basically like a Comic-Con for sports. Now, if we go to the names of the people who are going to be there, the roster, talent, I guess you could say. This is all the talent that will be there over the course of a 4-day period from June 20th to June 22nd, 3-day period. Tom Brady, Kevin Durant, Derek Jeter, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Victor Wembanyama, Jane Daniels, Joe Burrow, Kevin Hart, I Show Speed. Who the hell is that?
It's me.
Kevin Costner, Guavo, Rob Gronkowski, Meek Mill, I don't know. A-Rod, Russell Wilson, Drewski.
Yep.
John Cena will be there. Cody Rhodes will be there. The Undertaker, a lot of the wrestlers will be there. If you try to get a ticket and an autograph package with these wrestlers, good luck. Because they're mostly sold out, the wrestlers.
Cooper DeJean? Nice.
Cooper DeJean is there. CC is there. Caleb Williams is there. Odell will be there. Kay Adams, who is amazing, will be there. Wade Boggs, Des Bryant.
Nice.
Jordan Shiles will be there. Abdul Carter just signed a contract with the Giants. He'll be there. Wayne Corbett, Tommy DeVito, Brian Dawkins, Jackson Dart, John Elway, Rich Eisen. A lot of analysts will be there too. Jacob Fatu, John Franco, Charlotte Flair, Dwight Gooden, Paul Goldschmidt, Chelsea Green, Breece Hall, DeMar Hamlin. That should be a really expensive one. Vanessa Hudgens. Christian's cringing at Vanessa Hudgens.
That's awesome.
Oh, really? Did you watch High School Musical at some point in your life?
It's Vanessa Hudgens.
I know.
Now, how much does it cost to get into this thing?
All right, so if you want to get a ticket for it, it's going to cost like $60 just to get a ticket in. But to get like autographs and pictures, it's going to cost like a little extra.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's how Fanatics makes their money off of this event. But it was a really fun event last year. One thing I'm going to give my quick critiques before we actually sign off completely. It was a good event. The stars were nice. The only thing is, Justin Tuck, the only problem I have with Fanatics Fest last year, and I hope they fix this problem, it was very unorganized. And it wasn't something that you could, there's tickets. Tickets, if we see the package, it would cost $100, or VIP package would cost, was that $570? Sold out, so you can't get a VIP package. If you want a 3-day package, it's going to cost like around $170. What does that say? $172? $173?
Yeah,
$173. If you want a single-day package, it's going to cost, like I said, around $60, $69. And then if you want like a separate thing, well, kid tickets are going to be, actually, kids tickets are not as, oh yeah, they're cheaper. They're cheaper, like $100 cheaper. The event was good last year when I went, but it was very unorganized. Like as soon as you went into the event, people were running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to figure out where they had to go to get to their person they were going to take a picture or autograph with.
Yeah, I'm good.
Because every athlete that comes in, they have a certain time frame where they can take pictures and sign autographs.
Right.
And as soon as the doors open to get people into the Javits Center, people were scrambling around trying to figure out where Cody Rhodes was.
Right.
Because Cody Rhodes was one of the first athletes to have autographs and pictures.
Right.
So there were people going like, where are we going to find Cody? Where are we going to find Cody? Where are we going to find Cody? So it was like a mad dash.
Okay.
So I hope they fix that.
Right.
Like they need to be more organized.
Okay.
Because imagine you going in there, and let's just say for all intents and purposes, like Joel Embiid, who's not going to be there, but let's just say Joel Embiid's there.
Right.
And you're trying to get an autograph with him, and he's like one of the first people that you're trying to find, and he goes on like 8:15, and they open the doors at like 8. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Because you need some time to figure things out.
Right.
You need to give the athletes some time to set themselves up for the abundance of people that are going to show up.
Right.
But Fanatics Fest is fun. Again, June 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Okay.
Should be a fun event. I'm going to probably go this year. I went last year and I liked it a lot. It has a very fun atmosphere. You can even go and get and have your own custom WWE entrance over there. It was a fun event. But I will be going this year. I'll be going this year. Anyway, that concludes it, folks. All right. So this has been Matt Sirianni and Carl McCloskey of the Equinox. Thank you so much, everybody. And also, like SpongeBob SquarePants once said, treat your elders over the age of 60 really well, because like SpongeBob SquarePants once said, old people are the greatest. They are full of wisdom and experience. Take care, everybody.